always shift. You can always go to the next level of your being. I think yes, these two words mean a lot in my life as well. And I always see next level in different ways. I think when I came to one of my interviews with Ingrid, and she asked me the question, and I said, oh, I see it as onions, like it's like layers after layers, and we all have layers, and you remove one layer, another shows up, and then it just, like onions, it just keeps on coming, and eventually we all are nothing, we all started with nothing and end with nothing. But you can be whatever. You don't have to be stuck. You just consciously start making those choices, and you can take your life wherever. And that's where probably it's owning your life as well. It's you just own it, whatever you're doing. It's called, being responsible as a human being, as whatever role that you're playing in your lives to different people. It's being responsible to self. If you don't like something that doesn't serve you, well, drop it. Pick something else that serves you, right? So, no, that's very beautiful. And
I'm introduced as yoga teacher. I have never thought of myself as yoga teacher, never spoken it out aloud except for my flyer, which again has been with the intention of, building a group, which I can practice with and feel a part of. But I always think that I am still a yoga student and I'll always be.
Always have to say, I'm a momentum coach, and I always say that, and it's not, who I haven't invented this, but I've heard people saying it, and I truly believe in it as well, that coaches also need coaches. And the best coach is the one who learns from the students and learn from wherever, because the more you learn, the more you will be able to serve and provide to the people. So being a good teacher is just part of the equation. But never stop being the student and still continue to be the teacher is something like we're all on a road trip, for instance. That's how I see in my head. We're all on a road trip. Some cars or some people are behind us, other people are ahead of us, and we are here, walking in the same lane at the same speed, whatever. And we have a responsibility towards the people coming behind us, right? And then we have to learn from the people who are ahead of us as well. And that's how we grow. That's how we save ourselves from the dangers of the ahead by learning, and then also help others who are still in the back and be that person for them. And that's that oneness in the human consciousness, the way I understand that we're all one, we're all connected at some level, but there were other people who are serving, and we be the receiver of it. But then once you receive it, your job also is to serve so that others receive it and that the chain continues. I think that's very, very important. We all do it. Anybody coming and saying, oh, that's not me, is a lie, is a sheer lie, because that's human existence. That's the essence of human existence. So whether you know it or you don't know it, it is happening. It is there. It is around. It's. I think it's more beautiful. It becomes more beautiful when you know what you're doing. I think is the beauty of it. But tell me more, Rini. What are your future plans? Do you have any, or what do you think of future?
I recently have been sticking to take one day at a time. One breath at a time. I have come down to that level. I've stopped making plans. But I like to have a direction and no huge plans, but just to, like you said, to be consistent, to show up and see where it takes me. And great part is that I have found some people, and it feels like it was meant to happen. Because like I said, I did it for myself. At one point I was like, I know that I'm not as good as the teachers that I have learned from. Mm-hmm. And my yoga teacher, himself, and I have more than one, I'm blessed. They are amazing. So at one point, they have given me this confidence, and my first student, Parul, she has given me that confidence. Oh, no, you start. If you are doing a teacher's training, then that's it. Start training. And I was like, no, I'm not ready. And I was not ready. In my head, I was not ready. While these two people and they were so confident. No, you are ready. Do it.
Yes, absolutely. And that's how I saw you as well. Although I know we talked about
when I took that first class, which was just a trial class.
Oh, sorry. I think there is some lag. No, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but there
is
some lag. Yes. Yeah. Go ahead.
There is some lag. Yes. So that's what I was saying, that probably now I'm keeping myself open to such positive push. And whenever I receive it, I act on it. And this conversation that we are having right now is another such thing.
Is one of that push. Yes. Tell us more about what you feel about when I reached out to you and I said, I want to interview you. And
in my head, I was like, yes. Isn't that always the no, not for everybody. I should not generalize. I never generalize. Me and everything we are talking here is my perspective, and there are no facts here. There is no ultimate truth. There never is. So it's just my perspective. It's kind of a disclaimer. But yeah, for me, it has always been, first thing is, there is that no inside. I have to do a lot of work to say yes.
Default setting, huh?
Yes.
I know it because my default is yes. I don't know how, but my default says yes. We all have defaults.
Fundamental difference, but then on the same fundamental level, we connect and we have such deep conversations whenever we talk. So, and that's what helped. When you asked for this conversation, I said, I love talking to you. That is true. And I can talk to you for hours. We both can. But going live, no, that's going to be a bit tough. It is again out of my comfort zone. And do I need to do that? And it's a huge responsibility to what you say out there, because I know that it's going to stay. And I'm from IT field. I know whatever goes on internet will stay there forever. I have always felt responsible for each word that comes out of my mouth, for each action that I do. Yes, sometimes I end up doing wrong things. That fills me with guilt. Absolutely human about it. So yeah, but wherever I have to make a conscious decision, it takes a lot of effort. It takes a big push from inside, not just from outside. I had a good push from outside already. So the same thing happened for starting the yoga classes, and the same thing happened here. So now all I am thinking is take one day at a time, let these positive push approach me, and I just want to be brave enough to act on it. That's it. That's my plan for future. It's just giving myself a direction and not seeing any goal. Recently, I've just been telling myself I want to enjoy the journey. I am not worried about any milestones, any goals. I don't have anywhere to reach.
Beautiful. And that's how I think, in my opinion as well, it should be. I always tell my team or my coaching clients that you just have to move forward. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to, take one step at a time. And especially when it is not perfect, that is the time, or it is not comfortable, that is exactly the time when you should take that action. Because at the end of it, there is light. And you took that, one of the many steps that you took when you started your yoga sessions. Did you know, by the way, a year ago that you will be coming live with Isha at Next Level Transformation Hub, doing all these famous things that people do here in this community? No, right?
I can't even imagine, and that's a great thing. So that's why I'm thinking, why should I limit myself? Let it come, whatever is coming my way, and just preparing myself to have that strength and that bravery inside me to say yes whenever I have to.
Yes, and I'm very proud of you, because there is another yes when you said yes to me. And I know that you took another bold move. You were not comfortable, but you still decided to go ahead and said yes. You have done, and you are still doing an amazing job. And I know that you will be saying more yeses in your life, especially when those are uncomfortable, because that's who you are. You can't help it. But knowing that you're uncomfortable, but still saying yes to something that you haven't done before, is all about choices. Again, like you rightly said, previously, that you choose to just trust the process. You choose to believe in yourself. You choose to believe in the divine as well. And you choose to believe that only when you take the next step, that you will know what the path says about it and where it leads you to the next level. And otherwise, it's all unknowns. And there is a beauty in those unknowns. And the person who knows how to tap onto that beauty goes next level.
Definitely.
Now, let me ask you that customary question, and that's where we'll try and wrap up as well today's discussion. I'm loving it.
I want to mention this, that the invite that I received from you, that was so inspiring. And before that, we had an informal chat about, us doing this.
Mm-hmm.
But when you drafted that invite, and on our Facebook post as well, which says power and progress, the idea that I perceived coming from you is, it's not that you want to listen from someone who is already accomplished. They are in the journey, and that's myself. I might sound accomplished to certain set of people. You may sound already accomplished. You are already accomplished if you see from my eyes. But yes, we have come to certain level, but I never see myself as having reached somewhere or having done something worthy of being, asked about what your journey was or something. Because we are still in journey. That's what I feel. I am still in that journey and will always be. So when that invitation came to me, it was like each word was speaking to me, and that made me a lot more comfortable that yes, we should do it. And you are doing a great thing. I'm sure you have more guests lined up who
yes, we do.
Lovely things inspire us. So yeah, I am truly honored.
Thank you so much. Actually, I totally forgot about that, because yes, I think we have a tendency to do all the good stuff and then we forget about our own doings. So no, thank you very much. Yes, exactly. That was the point. So just like you said, you don't see yourself as that you have achieved something. Well, when I named this interview series, I'm actually on a mission to be the mirror for all the women, particularly immigrant women like us, to show them the mirror what they are. They have to see it from my eyes. And we all have so many stories. We all have so many experiences, so much to share to the world. And it's so funny, like I follow so many influencers, and podcasts are my thing, and I have some of the favorite podcasts as well, and podcasters as well. And I always used to wonder, why a famous person, interviewing another famous person. Like, it's great. Yes, we all need that. People who have voices, people who have, reach, they should come and speak. So with all due respect, I still had that little feeling inside me. And I was like, well, but there are celebrities around me too who are not famous. Some of them are not even on social media, but they are doing amazing stuff. They have amazing stories to share. And I think that's when, one day I thought, okay, let me look around. And when I looked around, there's so many people that I am going to reach out to. There are a couple that I have already reached out to. Some have said yes, others are still taking time, everybody. And those are particularly those people who are not comfortable coming live, just like yourself. But I'm glad that when I wrote that invitation and the words that I used to introduce yourself and, what's the rationale behind that theme, that it landed perfectly to you as a guest. And I'm sure it landed nicely to our audiences as well, because that was the target. That's exactly what I had in my mind when I started it. And I just feel called to just talk to as many people who are not out and about, but they have so much to share. And I'm pretty sure that people who are watching, or they will be watching after, we stop our live today, that they find meaning in your storytelling. They find answers as you shared, part of your life with us today. And that's all that matters. I think we've done our job in this hour-long conversation. To at least one person who listened to us and who got whatever that they needed, they knew that they needed, or they didn't know that they need, but they still got it. That's the whole idea. I believe in power of one. It's that one thing, one person, one change. And then, the collectiveness drives it, and then everybody doing their part, that one person doing it, making a world a better place. And you don't have to be famous for that. All you have to do is bring in the right intention, take bold steps like you did, say yes to uncomfortable, and you might be serving your own purpose. Yeah. So I think that's the whole idea. But that's brilliant. And yes, you're right. We are going to have more guests. Some might already be doing some of that stuff. There's one lady whom I'm still pursuing. She has a great story. She's just shy. And I know I will make it happen. I just know, because her story needs to come out. Her story needs to be
yes,
there.
You will.
Not everything is a business. It is people impacting people. And that's one of the reasons I love this community that Ingrid is building. There is a purpose behind it. There is the transformation that we're focusing on. It is much more than what people see in the form of numbers and likes and subscribers. It is purpose-driven community, and we are just doing our part in this community to take it to the next level. But last and final question, Rini, when we say next level transformation, what comes in your mind? Tell us.
To me, it is, you could be at any level, and as long as you are striving, you feel yourself belonging to that next level transformation, because you're striving. You don't want to just stop at that level. You have to jump to the next level, right? And having a community where you feel belonged, and there are enough activities being done to enable and to bring those stories where it's relatable, it feels closer to you, and you can feel inspired.
Yes.
Like here, listening to the famous people, yes, again, we think, okay, 1 in millions or 1 in thousands make it, right? But when we see people from the similar, family make, or from a small town, also doing the very small thing that you might be thinking of taking that step, but when you see that they have done it, and famous or not, huge impact or not, but they have done it, that's inspiring enough.
Exactly. And that is exactly the point, that there is power in all of us. Yeah. We are all progressing. Why not share with the world and just be that inspiring story that somebody out there might be listening and might be taking that next bold step. You didn't know what you said, but might have inspired somebody. Even that one thing, and that's all that matters. Yes. So I really appreciate
One last
you.
thing I want to
Please let
say,
me know. We need
just
to
one
end it.
quick thing.
Yes.
Why I felt for a long time that I wasn't ready is not just whether I will be able to convey how a yoga teacher should convey, but also there is a wider, understanding on how the yoga teachers are. I think it is in general that they are all sorted in their brain, and I get it till date, because it's not like that my life is now free from any hardships and I have sorted it all and my brain is calm all the time. It doesn't happen. I still have a family. I still have my job, which is a typical corporate job, and there are crazy days, right? And I lose it. So the other thing is,
That's the network works. Yes.
everything happens. I used to feel, oh, I'm not there yet. I'm not that sorted yet. I'm not calm. So am I just, faking it or something? That's a general. I think many people have it. I have it most of the days. And I get it from others as well. Well, you do yoga. Why are you bothered by what XYZ person is doing? And this is when something wrong is happening to me, and I'm, um, voicing it out and calling it out that, okay, no, this is not right, or no, that's just not acceptable. And then why are you bothered? And it did affect me for very good, period. That yeah, and then again, I had to just calm myself down, and I thought, okay, now at least I am better equipped to with it, and every day I am just learning to be better equipped to come out of those situations. That's all. And if that little thing is also happening, and even if that is not happening, the classes that I am doing, that is different than my personal life and how I'm dealing there. It just doesn't mean that you have become, you have achieved some sort of, calm in your head and nothing affects you now.
Exactly. I think what you're trying to say is that you have the tools and techniques to
Right.
better manage it, but that doesn't take all the hardships, all the problems, all the troubles that a normal human being has. It doesn't take all of that away from you. You get your share, and you get sometimes a good share of it as well. But it's just that you just being a yoga teacher, maybe you just have better techniques. But that doesn't mean that you never lose it. You're not a superhuman. You are not like you're still having still breathing like a normal human being, and things happen to normal human beings. And just because you are good at one area or in one particular technique or in one particular discipline doesn't mean that you can't have it. Well, yes. Yeah, I mean,
that everybody who is listening should also learn to.
Yes. It's so funny that
themselves a pat on their back that whatever they're doing is worth, and it matters, and it doesn't mean that when everything is sorted and right, only then they can say that yes, they have done it. Whatever tiny step that everyone has taken, that should be acknowledged.
Yes, 100%. The other day, it's so funny. Like you just reminded me of it. My husband, we had an argument, and he said, "You're the new encoder. You are the NLP coach. You talk people momentum, and look what you're doing." And I was like, "Hang on. Yes, I have the techniques. I don't want to apply it right now. I want to give it back to you. In 2 minutes, I'll go back to my techniques and I will apply it. But we have to address it because I feel it too. It doesn't take the feeling away from you just because you know how to use a stop technique, for instance, and to channel your brain and your thoughts in some other manner, right? You still get it, yeah, and it's normal to get it, exactly. And I think that's one of the challenges that nobody talks about that we have as working women, and most importantly, immigrant women who don't have a family support. We're trying to do all of that, all by ourselves, and we are the perfectionists as well most of the times. Yes, I think all the working immigrant women that I have met is one common trait is we all are perfectionists, right? And that doesn't help. that actually elevates the whole entire problem to the next level. And oh yes, problems are also can be next level. Oh, this is so funny. But yes, you're right. You actually nailed on that point very perfectly, that people will still see you and try to label you and fit you in a particular box because you're a yoga teacher. There are certain behaviors that are expected from you, but no, that's not the case. We have to just unbox those things. And it's also very funny that even if I think of my childhood and how our moms were, or even our grandmothers were, because both of our grandmothers were friends. They both were young widows at that time, and they both were just trying to do things that was not normal, like working women. When our grandmothers were young, like in their late 20s or early 30s, was not normal at that time. So we definitely come, from that background. But I remember now that even if it was my grandmother or my mom, there were always boxes around them from one, label or one behavior or one set of expectations. But only they were able to survive and thrive afterwards when they decided to not box themselves in those boxes that other people were assigning them for. And I think that's what we are doing too. So I think we're doing great. We are doing a good job, and we should continue. And I'm really hopeful that we will meet again, hopefully in this community and elsewhere too. And we will be talking more. Hopefully our audiences have enjoyed our conversations as much as we have today. One more thing, Rini, would you like people to contact you? If yes, then I will make sure that I take the details from you, and I will post that in the post so that people reach out to you if you're okay.
Yeah, that would be great, because I do not have many options, but I also understand that people who are seeking to work on themselves, trying to do some physical activity, and if they have very limited slot, it's possible that they will find it a match, right? But
and I'll tell you, this is a community worldwide, so it's not local to Australian time zone.
Oh, fantastic.
But that's the beauty of it, right? I think when you're serving multiple time zones, it expands your window in a way that you are able to, serve more people with the time that you have and be able to adjust it. So, no, thank you very much. Thanks for your time, taking this time to have this conversation with me on a Sunday afternoon. Taking your family time for us. I really do appreciate it. And I really hope that our audiences have loved this conversation, because that was the intent, to provide to all of our audiences. We didn't keep our promise by being live at 11 o'clock Australian Standard Time, but we did part of our promise that we came live, and I'm so glad that we did. The technical difficulties, it happens, and I think it is just another example to showcase that we do take actions, even if those are imperfect actions. We are the kind of ladies who still show up regardless, right? So high five to you, and God bless you, Rini. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Talk later.